I'm Jeremy Annear and I'm a painter. I like to think of myself as a sculptor and printmaker as well, although I get very little opportunity to make three-dimensional objects. I was always interested in art. Both my parents enjoyed art and did it at a very amateur level, but was greatly influenced by our holidays spent in Cornwall actually, and having the opportunity as a teenager, young teenager, to go to St Ives in the 50s when it was absolutely buzzing then with modernism, modernist architecture, the painters that were around then. I had no idea then of their names. I had no idea really of what abstract art was. I just fell in love with it. After art school, I realised that I wasn't going to be able to paint full time. There was no way that I could have made any sort of money at that stage. And an uncle of mine invited me to join him in his business. He was a manufacturer's agent selling yachting wear and ski wear. So I became a manufacturer's agent at the time, travelling all around the West Country selling Norwegian sweaters and yachting wear and ski wear. String underpants I remember very well. All sorts of odd bits and pieces that came from Norway. I wasn't good at it really, I wasn't a natural salesman. However, it did keep the wolf from the door. So I decided to apply to do a teacher's training course and trained as a teacher. I didn't start to exhibit until my early 30s. I think I'd had one or two pieces in odd galleries and odd places, but I hadn't seriously started to exhibit. And I didn't actually seriously feel prepared for exhibiting either. I always anticipated that it would be a slow, long process becoming an artist. Although this is what I professionally chose to do and to call myself an artist, I knew it was going to be quite a long road. I think people have a very different attitude to it these days. I think there is the thought that you come straight out of art school and kind of make a living out of it. But certainly at my time in the 60s, you matured as an artist and you grew into being an artist really. It took time to find one's language. Music and sound is very important. My musical tastes are very eclectic. But music for me is an incredibly powerful force. I do often feel as though when I actually paint, or I paint in silence, generally speaking, that I'm carrying a kind of music inside me. There are certain things that have always stimulated me visually, but that obviously have been very important in the development of my work. And that is natural formation in the landscape, particularly coastal landscape. The relationship of the smooth rock against the rugged cliff, the relationship of the verdant grass edge to a rough black rock face. These kind of things have always excited me. The smell and colour of the sea and of the coast are kind of profoundly emotive and influencing. But those are kind of only one layer of influences. I mean, there's another whole layer which is to do with who I am as a person.
Lines, the linear thing too is amazing in here. Automatic drawing, God's automatic drawing.
I lived in a commune retreat in the 60s, a very trendy thing to do. I suppose looking back was aligned to that whole sort of Jesus movement. But certainly it was then that I had a very profound experience, religious experience, a formative experience I would say. To me, it's very important that my art is a language, and that I speak it with clarity, if you like, and a degree of authority. I'm not always sure exactly what I'm saying, but as long as I say it with authority, that's. I mean, I quite often think of myself as quite a neurotic, or painting is the thing that feeds my neurosis, and I had to be neurotic in the first place to want to do painting, if you follow me. It's a kind of, it has an obsessive side to it. And I have also reckoned and noticed that I'm a much healthier person if I'm working. If for some reason I can't work, I don't feel at ease. So for me, it's very tied up with who I am as a person.